Hey everybody, just another quick check-in video today. It is Monday, almost just 4:37, and I am home from my 5th day of work, and it went really good. My feet are killing me since I spent most of the day doing laps around the store. I did do fitting room today for like an hour before I left because we had a woman come in and she spent 2 hours in the store, picked out like 11 costumes to try on, and did not buy anything. And that was like, oh my gosh, I understand it being like a high school or college girl coming in, spending that much time because they want to take pictures of all the different costumes, send their friends, send their boyfriends for their opinions. But this was a grown woman. And what's funny is like and what I was amazed by is like for the first half hour, 45 minutes she was trying on costumes, she was actually on the phone to somebody and she's trying on these costumes, and I'm sitting out there going, how is she trying on these costumes one-handed? So that was an interesting day to say the least. And but yeah, it was fun. It was good. I got back in touch with my friend because after our field date we hadn't really texted, so I started texting him again today, and we're still hopeful that we'll get a date. A real one. So still hopeful. I'm gonna just drop my fake lightsaber, but my feet are hurting. I am tired. I am exhausted. And this is gonna be super short because I want to go change into grunge clothes. So as of now, I have the next 3 days off, so tomorrow I'm just going to really be cleaning and writing because I need to start the second episode. I actually did start Landing at Point Rain, which I'm retitling Return to the Sands. I actually might change that to Return to the Blood-Soaked Sands because it's really just... I kind of like that. I actually love the Geonosis arc. I've talked about this in Clone Wars. I love it, but my thing is a couple of the episode titles I don't really like. Like, I understand why you call it Landing at Point Rain, but I really don't like that title because they really don't mention the fact too much that this is the return to Geonosis, because Geonosis is where technically the Clone Wars started officially, was there. And it's like, it has such a big meaning to me because it's where the Clone Wars started, and it's also where, if the clones hadn't come in, a lot of the Jedi were kind of killed there. So it kind of has this really deep, dark meaning, and I kind of feel like they mention it a couple times. Obi-Wan references like he hoped he'd never go back to Geonosis. He asked Cody if Cody was there, and Cody's like, no, and he's like, and Obi-Wan says, oh, you didn't miss much. The first time I was there, I was tied up and almost fed to a monster. And it's like, really, that's all you're going to say? You're not going to make any mention of, like, the people who... I understand, I guess, the Jedi thing, but still, it kind of feels like you should feel something more. So that's why I titled it Return to the Sands, and I'm thinking about changing it to Return to the Blood-Soaked Sands. But I started that last night. I did a little bit of the first part, which was just Yoda and Qui-Gon, because my series Qui-Gon lives, so them being a little bit worried because it is such a terrible place for them. And then I got to get started on the main part of it, and it's going to be difficult. For those of you who have never seen Landingham Point Rain or the Geonosis arc from Clone Wars, I highly recommend it. It is one of the best episode arcs in the series. It is very... I actually said this when I did Senate Spy, Rita's Senate Spy. The reason the Geonosis arc is one of my favorites is because of everything the characters are dealing with. They have to deal with the issue of trust, the issue of pain, the issue of losing loved ones, the issue of dying oneself. And first, really the bigger thing is in the final episode, Invasion of the Brain Worms or something, Ahsoka has to deal with the fact that because of these, she might have to kill her friend. So it definitely is this very interesting arc with all these things these characters have to go through. And Landing at Point Rain is definitely going to be the hardest episode to write, because basically all 25 minutes of Landing at Point Rain, it is just a massive battle. There's like 3 separate... For most of the episode, it focuses on Anakin and Ahsoka with Rex leading their men, and then you have Kiadi with his men, and then you have Obi-Wan who gets shot down, and he's really badly hurt in his men, and they have to break past this Geonosian line, and then you have the Geonosian fighters up in the air, so you've got Yularen up there with the Star Destroyers and the Navy, and it's like, it is so much, and it is all very much go, 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 right? It's like there's like 3 minutes at the beginning where there's no battles, they're not fighting, there's no guns, there's no lightsabers, there's no explosions, and then as soon as they take off from the Resolute, all of a sudden they get down there, and the next thing you know, their LAATIs are being shot down, and Obi-Wan's like injured. He's the only one. There's like 2 survivors on the ship, and then Kiadi's injured, and it's like, oh my gosh. And then you go to Anakin and Ahsoka trying to blow up a wall, and then Kiadi has his troopers flaming, burning bugs. I'm like, you don't know where to look. It is a very confusing episode, which means it's going to be very difficult for me to write, and it's also going to be a test for me because I am replacing Kiadi in my version with Annalise, my original character, and I've done this once before where I've replaced a character in an episode with Annalise, and I did that in Blue Shadow Virus and Mystery of a Thousand Moons. I replaced Jar Jar with Annalise because it is so hard to write for Jar Jar, and of course, sadly, most people do not like Jar Jar. I don't have an issue with Jar Jar. He's not my favorite, but I don't have an issue with him. He's fine. I kind of equate him like C-3PO, and I actually like C-3PO more than Jar Jar, but it's like, so I replaced Jar Jar with Annalise, and that went really well for those 2 stories. So, but now I'm worried because I have to replace, in my rewrite of Landing at Point Rain, I'm replacing Kiadi with Annalise. But then I have Luminara coming in because Annalise will be going away for the next episode, which is the Droid Factory, which is where Ahsoka and Barriss blow up the Droid Factory. Well, they go away. Well, they do that. And then in Legacy of Terror, I'm replacing Luminara with Annalise because I'm going to have Luminara going with Ahsoka and Barriss up to the ship, to the Resolute, to get some rest after nearly dying, blowing up the Droid Factory. So Luminara is going to go with them to watch them. And then Annalise is going to come back, and she's going to be the one who gets kidnapped by the zombie Geonosians. I have to laugh because I'm doing an episode arc where they have zombie Geonosians because of these brain worms that can literally reanimate dead Geonosian warriors, and I'm working at a Halloween store, which there is a lot of zombie stuff, and I'm like, so I'm finding that part absolutely hysterical that I'm getting ready to write this episode arc, which includes 2 stories, which includes 2 episode stories, which are kind of like horror movies. Night of the Living Bugs. I'm literally calling the last episode Night of the Living Bugs as a kind of a tribute to Night of the Living Dead. And it's very much, that's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And then I have an episode with with undead Geonosian warriors. It's very, and then of course you have the Queen Karina the Great, and she's like the one controlling all this, so she's like this hive mind. And it's like, oh, American Horror Story Cult, which I have not seen this season because I start watching American Horror Story and I get like 4 or 5 episodes in and I stop watching because I get so scared I don't want to watch it anymore. I am like this is what else is funny. I'm the biggest scaredy cat at the planet. I don't like blood. I don't like guts. I don't like gore. I'm working at a Halloween store. We have tons of fake blood. We have tons, but that's the thing. It's fake. And it's packaged. So right now it doesn't look real, so I'm fine. It doesn't look real. It's not on anybody, so I'm fine with that. But boy, am I so glad this job is only like 7 weeks and I can start looking for something more serious. I mean, it's nice. This job is really informal and stuff, but I really kind of miss having a more steady, serious work environment. I mean, this is just nuts. I mean, like, Mike's not, like, our boss isn't there, and, like, all of us, when the store said we have our cell phones out because there's literally nothing for us to do. I mean, and it's like, I had the lady today asked if she could, or the lady who tried on the costume, she asked if when something is sold out, do we order it? And I was wanting to look at her and say, why are you asking that? I mean, it's very obviously the Halloween store is a seasonal store. We are only open now through as of right now. We will close the first week in November. We are only open that long. We are not going. So when something's sold out, obviously we're not going to reorder more of it because our goal is to sell all of this. As all of it would be great if we could sell all of it, but our goal is to sell as much of this stuff as we can, because then what we don't sell will go into storage and will just be kept in like boxes and stuff until next season. So it doesn't make sense for us to reorder something we sell out of, and it's just gonna, if we don't sell that, it's just gonna go into storage and take up space, and we're just going to leave it in boxes from November until next September. So, I mean, looking around the Halloween store, there were like so many costumes and stuff that I'm surprised, and then I realized they probably just, what they don't sell, they just store, because we have a Bratz costume. We have 2 Jade from Bratz costumes, and that kind of surprised me. We have Novi Star costumes, and Novi Star was like a thing for like a month, of like 5 years ago, and I've never heard of Novi Star since. So, sorry, I need to pop my ears. So it's like we have all these costumes like blonde boodles, like dead poodle dolls. And the really surprised one is we have a costume from this artist who did the Strangelings, which I remember Strangelings. They were really popular when I was like in junior high or early high school. I had a Strangeling necklace, and these were like this artist did these really creepy fairy paintings and stuff. We have a Strangeling costume. I don't even think Strangelings are done anymore. Like, the only place I ever saw them was Hot Topic, and I've never seen them any place since. So I don't even think Strangelings are a thing. So we have so much stuff that people just aren't interested in. Like, I don't think we're going to sell those Bratz costumes or that Strangeling. We might sell Strangeling, I don't know. We have a Living Dead doll costume, too, for Inferno. So, we have so many costumes I don't think we're going to sell just because they're out of date and not that popular. I mean, I haven't seen one kid walk into the store and freak out over seeing the Bratz costume, one girl. So, it's very, and she's like, so I told her, no, we can't order. And then she's like, well, if you call another store, would they bring it to you, or would I have to go get it? And I'm like, I think you would have to go get it. The next nearest Halloween store is actually in Big Rapids. So the next nearest ones are in Big Rapids and Muskegon. There used to be one in Mount Pleasant. There's not one anymore. And so she was kind of miffed and stuff. So also, I find that customers get kind of upset when we tell them that we don't have a return policy. Again, because we are seasonal. We're just trying to move this stuff. This is like the only time you can sell this stuff. And the rest of the year it'll just go into storage. So it's not like we're really going to have a lot of time. And this is a difficult part about working. I'm finding working in a store that is just a seasonal store. It's not like a seasonal job, which is like going to Yonkers and working from like September through January and then going out and finding another job. Because they're open year round and you have a chance that you might stay on permanently. This is really just a pop-up store, and it means that in a few weeks, all of us who work there, most of us, if this is our only job, we will be out of a job. So I know in 7 weeks, I will be out of a job. Which sucks, because that means I have to start job hunting all over again. I might actually start job hunting before the store closes. Which I might actually start job hunting right before Halloween. But the good news is my mom's kind of on board with me now getting a little dressed up for Halloween. So she still wants me to be a ladybug. I've thought about doing a Halloween fairy princess, which my friend told me is kind of meta. Basically, it'd be really easy because I don't want to wear a full-on costume because they're expensive, and I have to wear this to work. So I'm trying to find something that won't totally clash with my hot pink shirt. And I'm worried the ladybug wings will clash because they're red and black. And my thing is I want to paint my nails to go with it. I looked at the ladybug. We had ladybug press-on nails, but they're too long for me because I don't like having long fingernails. So I would have to paint them. And I have red nail polish, but I'd also want to do like the black dots. Well, I don't actually have red nail polish. So I don't really have the red and black nail polish for a ladybug. So my thing is I have glitter nail polish, and it looks really cool. And I was thinking about being a fairy, and I still kind of want to be a fairy, but I want to be a princess. So my thing is to do Halloween fairy princess, which is basically I just buy a tiara, Halloween hair ties for my hair, a pair of fairy wings, and I get a wand. And I'm a Halloween fairy princess. And my special ability is I can make Halloween less scary for you. Like, I put a spell on you and nothing bad can hurt you because I am the Halloween fairy princess and Halloween must listen to me. So that's my idea. So I don't know if my mom's going to go with it because it means I have to buy a lot more stuff. Like, I have to buy the hair ties and the wand, which I can probably get at Walmart. The tiara and the wings I'm going to have to get from my store. And the tiara is going to be $9.99. The wings are $12.99. So I really would rather get the wing, not the wings, the hair ties and the wand from Walmart. But I'm going to have to look and see what they have. We have hair ties at the store, but the ones I want have been stretched out so they wouldn't work in my hair. And the other pair we have bats on them, and that's not what I want. Because I want them to be cute. I don't want them to have, like, bats on them. I want them to be, like, orange and black and Halloweenish, but not, like, bats, not black. So I've still got time. I still got a few weeks to put my costume together. And, oh, by the way, I have to say this. I don't care if you guys get mad at me. I was so happy for how the Lions acted during the national anthem yesterday, the Falcons too. I was so proud of them for doing that. You know, I'm proud I'm American, and I'm very proud of our national anthem and stuff. But at the same time, I feel like I have to agree with Bob Costa. He did an interview this morning on CNN, which I watched, and he said, to a certain extent, American patriotism, the flag, the national anthem, all the patriotic stuff, has become linked to the military and first responders. That's awesome. That is great. But as he pointed out, the military and the first responders aren't the only people who can be honored. You can honor all sorts of everyday people who are just as patriotic, but they're like a social worker or a teacher, you know. And he says he really respects that and he understands honoring the military and stuff, but it's really seeing the flag and doing the national anthem really has become, in a way, he feels more about the military and first responders and less about the everyday American person. I encourage you guys to check out his interview this morning from CNN. It was amazing. It was awesome. And I really very much agreed with what he had to say. So I don't care if people give me a thumbs down for this video. It doesn't mean I love America any less, that I'm any less patriotic than the next person just because I supported the players in their decisions and how they acted yesterday. But those players choosing to protest, that's a part of being a patriotic American, is in America, we have the right to protest. We have the right to raise our voices and say that this is what's going on and this we do not agree with and this is bad and this needs to change. And we have that right. It's called freedom of speech and it's a wonderful thing. So for the players to do that, Bob Costa's right. That is a patriotic duty to say that this is going on and this isn't right and we need to fix it because we are America. And our motto is United We Stand. And we need to be living up to that motto and fixing our country and becoming a united country instead of letting people tear us apart with their ideas and their opinions and their loud voices and the words they have to say. So I agree with what Bob Costa says, and I really hope that people out there yesterday, whether they booed or they cheered, will stop and think and maybe understand that this is something we need to work with together and not apart. And like I said, I don't care if you guys give me a thumbs down. You know, I'm just expressing my opinion. And granted it's a very unique and different opinion, but I was raised a different way. So, and don't tell me I'm disrespecting the military by supporting what the NFL players did. You can't tell me that and say that I'm unpatriotic. I know what the military does. I've had family serve in the military, you know, and I've seen what Americans can do to military members. My uncle served in Vietnam and he died. And I was raised knowing how Vietnam veterans were treated when they came home. I actually did a report where I wrote about the fact that after the Vietnam War, the United States government had to pass a law to ensure that Vietnam veterans were not discriminated against and not given jobs. So don't say I'm disrespecting the military or anything like that. I know what the military does. I know how important they are. But at the same time, you can't just say only the military. It's only patriotic for like the military and the first responders. You know, everyone's a patriot. at heart. I mean, we're all American. I'm very proud to be an American, and I'm very proud to be a Michiganer. Because if I was anywhere else in the world, I probably wouldn't be doing this today. I probably wouldn't be filming myself talking about this stuff. So I'm very proud that I live in America and I have this right. So that's all I'm going to say, and I don't care if you give me a thumbs down or you don't watch the end of this. I don't care. I'm going to go get now, after being serious and depressing, it's time for me to be less serious and depressing and return to my airhead bubbly personality, which is what I am best known for. I am a total airhead, and I freely admit it. Half the time I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't really think I understood what I just said. So anyway, it's time for me to return to being the airhead wannabe Jedi, and I will get going because I want to put on my grunge clothes. I want to get on my computer. I want to have food. I'm so hungry. I don't know if I want to have barbecue chicken or if I want to have pizza tonight. I don't know. Or if I want to do my peanut butter waffles. But peanut butter waffles are like for a Saturday. They're like a weekend treat. So I might just have like pizza with cookies. Yay. And crackers. Because I didn't really have, I had like half a pizza loaf for breakfast. So I need to get going, and I'm going to watch videos, I'm going to chill out, and I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my night. Yay! And I don't work tomorrow, I don't work Wednesday, I don't work Thursday, but I work Friday and Saturday. So I'm off for the next 3 days. Yay! So I'm going to get going for the night. Lots of love, hugs, and prayers from this Michigan girl, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah! Love you.